What if selling your PiCoins right now could be the biggest financial mistake of your lifetime? In the rapidly evolving world of cryptocurrency, timing is everything. As markets fluctuate and new technologies emerge, investors are constantly faced with the question, hold or sell? For Pi Network, the answer from its most dedicated community members and strategic analysts is clear. Don't sell, wait. While panic sellers are rushing to cash out, strategic analysts are screaming one message that could make you a millionaire. The trillion-dollar secret I'm about to reveal will change everything you think you know about Pi Network's future. Are you planning to hold your Pi through the open mainnet launch, or are you considering selling early? Let's now greet and welcome Pi pioneers from every corner of our planet. If you're new here, you've discovered the ultimate source for Pi Network's insider strategies and market predictions. Before we dive into this game-changing analysis, show me your pioneer power. Just join our community by subscribing and ring notification bell so you never miss an update. Also, comment Pi Network to the moon, along with your country to create a global wave of Pi energy. And if you're ready to discover why holding Pi could transform your financial future. Pi Network has been executing the most methodical and deliberate roadmap in crypto history. While other coins rush to exchanges with incomplete infrastructure and crash within months, Pi chose the path of building a robust ecosystem before enabling open trading. This strategic patience is now converging into what could become the most significant wealth creation event in cryptocurrency history. Pi Network's development philosophy has been revolutionary from day one. Instead of launching fast and fixing problems later, they prioritized scalability, security, and accessibility. The open mainnet launch isn't just another milestone, it's the moment when Pi Network's utility, community strength, and technological foundation merge to create unprecedented economic impact. In a market drowning in speculative hype and meme coins, Pi Network stands as a beacon of real-world functionality. PiCoin is architected to function as a genuine currency with actual utility that drives adoption, builds unshakable trust, and sustains exponential long-term growth. This transforms a coin from a digital asset into a functional currency that economies can be built upon. Pi Network's ecosystem is demonstrating this transformative power through advanced pilot programs, unprecedented developer engagement, and accelerating merchant integration. When people use PiCoin for actual transactions, accessing decentralized applications, peer-to-peer payments, and smart contract executions, the demand becomes organic and sustainable rather than dependent on market manipulation or celebrity endorsements. Pi Network's user base, now numbering in the tens of millions, represents one of the most active, committed communities in the entire blockchain space. These pioneers aren't passive investors waiting for price pumps. They're actively participating in network growth, governance decisions, and utility development through grassroots advocacy that's creating a decentralized marketing engine more powerful than any advertising campaign. This collaborative innovation gives Pi Network incredible resilience in volatile markets and extraordinary adaptability to changing technological landscapes. When millions of people are genuinely invested in a project's success beyond financial returns, you create an unstoppable force that can weather any storm and capitalize on every opportunity. Can Pi Network realistically achieve a $1 trillion market cap? The answer lies in strategic analysis of the infrastructure being built right now. A $1 trillion valuation requires massive infrastructure, widespread adoption, and visionary strategic planning that can support large-scale economic activity. Pi Network's ecosystem includes comprehensive developer tools and software development kits, enabling programmers to build sophisticated, decentralized applications with unprecedented ease. Secure identity and authentication systems will revolutionize digital identity across the internet. Decentralized marketplaces and payment platforms are being constructed to handle millions of transactions seamlessly. Educational resources and community governance models ensure Pi Network can scale globally while maintaining core values and security standards. Each component contributes to a holistic environment where PiCoin thrives as the backbone of a new digital economy. As this ecosystem reaches full operational capacity, its ability to support trillion-dollar economic activity becomes not just possible, but inevitable. The call from strategic analysts to "don't sell, wait" isn't emotional appeal. It's calculated strategy based on comprehensive market analysis and timing optimization. Let's decode what's really happening with major exchanges. Binance recently made comments about Pi network developers having zero design sense. Most people read this as an insult, but what if it's actually a coded message about listing requirements? When Binance talks about design sense, they could be referring to the architectural design of Pi's entire ecosystem, not just how the app looks. Major cryptocurrency exchanges examine governance structures, decentralization metrics, regulatory compliance, and community distribution patterns before listing any project. Pi Network's enclosed mainnet strategy might seem overcautious to impatient pioneers, but to exchanges, it demonstrates exactly the kind of careful planning they want to see. The exchange silence isn't rejection, it's evaluation. They're waiting for Pi to demonstrate complete decentralization, transparent on-chain functionality, and the ability to handle massive transaction volumes from 70 million potential users. Right now, many pioneers are putting intense pressure on the core team to make announcements, especially as Pi's price experiences unusual drops. But this pressure campaign might actually be creating the exact opposite of what pioneers want. Every demand for price predictions, guaranteed returns, or timeline promises pushes the core team further into legal danger. When you ask the core team to promise that Pi will reach certain price levels or guarantee returns on your mining efforts, you're literally asking them to violate the Howey test and potentially destroy the entire project. The more pressure the community applies for these kinds of statements, the more silent the core team has to become. This creates a frustrating cycle where community pressure increases silence, which increases frustration, which increases pressure. The Pioneer community's strength of 70 million members is also its biggest legal challenge. With that many participants, every word from the core team gets amplified and scrutinized by regulatory agencies looking for violations. While everyone focuses on the lack of official announcements, the core team has actually been communicating their progress through actions rather than words. The mainnet migration, KYC verification processes, and ecosystem development milestones are all signals about their true timeline and priorities. Pi Network achieved its mainnet launch, moving the project from testnet to independent blockchain operation. This wasn't announced with fanfare or price predictions because those kinds of announcements could trigger securities regulations. The KYC verification process wasn't just about identity confirmation, it was about creating a verified user base that exchanges and regulators can trust. The ongoing ecosystem development, including merchant adoption and utility applications, shows the core team's real focus. They're not building a speculative trading token, they're creating a functional cryptocurrency ecosystem that can operate independently of market hype cycles. While Pi Network claims to be community-driven, some community members believe that the Pi core team retains too much control, particularly over key decisions related to the network's development and governance. This lack of full decentralization has been cited as a reason why major exchanges like Binance and Coinbase have not listed Pi yet. The transition to true decentralization is complex when dealing with 70 million users. The core team can't simply flip a switch and hand over control without ensuring the network can handle the massive scale and complexity. They've seen what happens to projects that decentralize too quickly without proper infrastructure, and the results are usually catastrophic. Some users have accused the Pi core team of misleading timelines and building a massive database and social network under the guise of a cryptocurrency project. Concerns about unverified balances and a lack of rewards have also fueled skepticism about the project's legitimacy. However, these concerns often overlook the technical challenges of creating a truly decentralized network at Pi's unprecedented scale. To regain community trust and attract major exchanges, Pi Network needs to demonstrate greater transparency and provide concrete evidence of its progress, especially regarding decentralization and the functionality of the open mainnet. The project needs to show real, on-chain, user-controlled functionality with open balance transfers. Pi Network's emphasis on security and stability over quick profits is creating something potentially more valuable than short-term price pumps. They're building a cryptocurrency that can survive regulatory scrutiny and operate legally in the long term. This gradual approach has led to delays in fully unlocking the network and enabling open trading, which has frustrated community members who expected faster rewards. Selling PiCoin before full open mainnet launch and widespread utility integration could mean sacrificing exponential value growth that early adopters have positioned for years to capture. Every major wealth creation event in modern history has rewarded those who understood long-term value over short-term gains. Early Amazon investors who held through the dot-com crash became millionaires. Bitcoin holders who didn't sell during early volatility became legends. Pi Network presents the same opportunity but with stronger fundamentals and community support. Strategic patience allows the network to achieve stability, the ecosystem to expand to full potential, and PiCoin's value to reflect true utility rather than speculative pricing. This aligns with Pi Network's deliberate developmental approach and commitment to sustainable success. Are you planning to hold your Pi through the open mainnet launch, or are you considering selling early? Your strategy could determine your financial future, so share your thoughts in the comments. Pi Network's strategic alignment with Web3 principles represents one of the most underappreciated aspects of its trillion-dollar potential. As the internet evolves toward decentralization, user ownership, and interoperability, Pi Network is positioning itself as foundational infrastructure for this massive technological shift. Web3 is reshaping how digital assets interact with users, data management, and application development. Pi Network's integration enhances its relevance exponentially and expands potential use cases beyond traditional cryptocurrency applications. As Web3 adoption accelerates globally, PiCoin could become the primary currency for decentralized applications, digital identity systems, and peer-to-peer economies. This strategic positioning means Pi Network isn't just building another cryptocurrency, it's building the economic backbone of the next-generation internet. The implications for value creation are staggering when you consider Web3's potential impact on global commerce and digital interaction. Strategic investing requires honest risk assessment. Pi Network faces challenges including regulatory uncertainty, technological scaling requirements, and market volatility. However, Pi Network's transparent communication strategy, community-driven governance structure, and methodical developmental roadmap provide significant risk mitigation compared to typical cryptocurrency projects. The project's strength lies not in guaranteeing outcomes, but in demonstrated capacity to adapt, evolve, and overcome obstacles through community collaboration and strategic thinking. Investors should remain informed, actively engaged, and appropriately cautious while balancing optimism with critical analysis. What concerns do you have about Pi Network's future, and how do you think the community should address them? Honest discussion makes us stronger, so share your thoughts below. Pi Network stands at the most pivotal moment in its history. With open mainnet approaching rapidly, utility expanding across multiple sectors, and community engagement reaching unprecedented levels, the project is positioned for exponential growth that could redefine cryptocurrency success stories. Holding PiCoin today represents more than a financial decision. It's a vote of confidence in decentralized economics, community-driven innovation, and the belief that cryptocurrency can serve real people with real needs rather than just enriching early speculators and institutional investors. As Pi Network's ecosystem matures and adoption spreads across global markets, those who maintain strategic patience may find themselves at the forefront of a trillion-dollar economic transformation that reshapes how we think about money, value, and economic participation. The next few months will determine whether you become part of crypto's greatest success story or another cautionary tale about selling too early. Pi Network's strategic foundation is solid, the community is unprecedented, and the timing is perfect for those who understand long-term value creation. This analysis is educational content, not financial advice. Always conduct your own research and make decisions based on your personal financial situation. However, if you believe in Pi Network's revolutionary vision, like millions of pioneers worldwide, strategic patience could be your path to financial transformation. What's your Pi Network strategy? Are you holding for the trillion-dollar vision or selling for quick profits? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments because your perspective helps our entire community make better decisions. If this strategic analysis helped you understand Pi Network's potential, show your support by hitting that like button and subscribing for more insider insights.